From the start of this course, my knowledge on the technologies I'd used were very limited. I had never heard of Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator and Adobe InDesign, and now I am able to navigate my way around all three softwares. I used the digital camera to take my images for each of my magazine pages. The digital camera allowed me to view my pictures once I had taken them and see how I could improve on it in my next shot. Using this camera allowed me to take good quality photos, which once I had edited would look professional and stand out on my magazine. Digital conversion of my images allowed me to easily upload the images to be edited using the Photoshop software. Photoshop, along with Illustrator and InDesign, were softwares I had not been aware of, and in order to find out how I could use them in the production of my magazine, I watched clips on YouTube that taught me the basics. I used Photoshop to create my front cover and edit all my images. In terms of editing my images, I mostly used the Magic Wand tool to remove the entire green screen in the picture background, feather the images, and also used the eraser tool to erase any bits of which were out of place. However, there was a specific part of the central image that needed a lot of work on. As the lighting had reflected on one of the girl's clothing, I had to use a range of tools to remove all the green that had appeared on her clothing from the reflection. For the skirt, I used the clone stamp tool to clone parts of the skirt and used those cloned parts to replace the green in the skirt. The sleeve of the jacket was where it got tricky, as the sleeve was already shiny, and so the green mixed with the light reflection just got complicated. To deal with the sleeve, I decided to make a duplicate layer of the rest of the image, leaving just the coat. I made another layer so I could just work on the sleeve without changing the rest of the image. I then began to use different tools, such as testing out different brightness levels to remove the green reflection. I also used the clone stamp tool to help me remove the green from the sleeve. I cloned the parts of the sleeve which were not affected by the green reflection, and I then replaced the green parts with those cloned parts of the sleeve. So as you can see, the green has now been removed from the sleeve and now looks as if there was nothing wrong with it in the first place, which shows that I've used the tools that Photoshop had provided me with effectively. I used Illustrator to construct my contents page, as I thought it would be the better choice because in Illustrator it lets me align my text so the article names and images are positioned in the right place. I used InDesign to create my double-page article. I used this software because it allowed my text to fit around my main image just like it would in a real magazine. InDesign also tells me if my texts aren't aligned with other texts in the same column. Blogger was used for many things. The first thing it let me do was record my research and planning. This allowed me to view this work easily, as each research and planning would be in its separate post. Within my research and planning, I was able to put up polls for feedback to improve on my work and embed videos such as focus groups. Whenever I was to view my blog, I was able to look at other people's work for ideas and improvement. Blogger can also be accessed on different platforms, for example on a phone, on a laptop, computer, or even on the app.